So around this time last year, it was probably about this time last year. I went through a really rough patch with my 9 to 5. For those of you that don't know, I paint cars for a living. That's my job, and it's like a skill that once you've got it and you've been doing it a long time. Most painters have been doing it for a long time. They have very minimal problems. I'm talking like not even once a month. They probably have a handful of problems throughout a whole entire year, January to December. And I've only been at this company for just over a year, and I joined and I was on fire. Everything was going great, and like, I wasn't even qualified. Like I wasn't qualified at all. And I was like, oh, this is great. Like this is going much better than what I thought. Like wasn't getting any runs in the paint. The paint jobs were just going out the door. But then we changed over the paint products, and to be honest, it was exactly the same paint, just a much cheaper version. But for whatever reason, I just couldn't do a thing right. And on average, you paint probably like one job a day, and then you paint one. Boys like and girls, I was painting the same maybe 3 jobs for a whole entire month. And you're gonna have the car for like a day maybe, depending on the size of the job. And yeah, like these cars, and when I say like they were going wrong, I don't mean just like a little bit wrong. The color was completely different. I was getting runs, like it was dry. It just looked awful, but I wasn't doing anything different. And yeah, for a month straight, I didn't do one thing right, and it was terrible. Like it, it didn't help that people weren't helping me. Like the guys that they weren't any use at all. The manager, he wasn't any use at all either. I was just left stranded. Long story short, a guy came in and like he was a legend. He helped me paint. Like helped me with my technique as well and all of that. And then everything was pretty smooth. And I even got a free spray gun out of it. I had 2 guys coming actually on like different occasions. And in the moment, it was like awful. Like I fucking hated it. Like it got that bad where I'd be driving the car into the paint booth, and I already knew I was gonna fuck it up, but there wasn't, like, it sounds like a bad mindset, but there wasn't anything I could do. Like I hadn't even been doing it fucking 6 months by this point. There wasn't anything I could do. I didn't have enough experience to get myself out of these situations and understand what was going wrong. Like I'd done an apprenticeship beforehand, but it wasn't just paint. It was like a multi-skilled. So I was doing the whole entire process of a car. I was stripping it, I was paneling it, painting it, and refitting it. So like each section, they wanted you to go into great detail, but you couldn't because it was like do one bit for 3 months, go into the next discipline, that for 3 months, next discipline, then circle back round. So yeah, I didn't have enough experience and I hadn't done much painting at my old place. So I was just driving in, I was like, all I can do is try my best. But yeah, my best wasn't good enough. It would be fucking wrong. It was awful. So bad. And like I said, no one was helping me. So that didn't help at all. The guys that have been doing it for 20 odd years, they didn't give a shit. They were probably happy, to be honest. But yeah, come the end of it, like I said, like in the moment, it was awful. But I remember when I sort of came out of, the storm, I was like, in a weird way, like I'm so glad that happened. I got a free spray gun out of it. I got insane amounts of knowledge and experience. Like I, made some people I say friends, but I became friendly with, the paint reps and some other guys. So if I ever have any problems, I can just give them a message, and I have done, because yeah, like I've made plenty of mistakes since that. But yeah, like that was when I realized that everything does happen for a reason, and the only way to learn is through your mistakes. Because that the painter I was after this period, and after I'd been speaking to these guys, I was 100 times better. Literally, like it was that that big of a difference. Like even now, I'm still doing things that I was taught last year, and I just remember like I was like, that's just weird. Like it was one of those moments in my life where I was like, everything does actually happen for a reason, and it's true you have to fail in order to learn. That is also very true. But I was like taken aback. I was like, shit, if none of this ever happened, I would not have this much knowledge, because the tricks I was getting taught, I was like, I never would have known. I never would have known. Even like the way I was spraying, like you can't watch yourself in a way, because like with a spray gun, it's all about like the angle of the gun and your overlaps and stuff like that. It was just one of those moments. I was like, damn, I actually am glad I went through all of this shit, because it made it so worth it. Especially getting a free spray gun out of it was sick. But obviously, yeah, it didn't stop there. Like I had another phase. I probably had like 2 or 3 periods where like everything was going wrong, or it was very like inconsistent. Like one job would go well, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm back, like I can do it, and then the next job would just go fucking horribly wrong. But another thing I learned is like, don't dwell on the problem, just look for the solution straight away. Just stay calm and just find the solution. Like how can you get around this problem right now? Because there's always solutions to a problem. That is very true. And it's something I randomly said to myself the other day, that there's always a solution to the problem. It may not be, your first choice. You may want to, do it another way, but there's always a solution, no matter how much of an inconvenience it is for you. But you just gotta keep a level head and find the right one. But yeah, that's all. Like, if you enjoyed this video and you found it beneficial, it's more of a video into my life, like my day-to-day life. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all of that, basic stuff. And I'll catch you boys and girls in the next one.